troops, now that I got your attention, let's get started. There has been another attempted Trump assassination on April 25th in the D.C. gala where there was a dinner. Shots were fired, wounding one officer whose bulletproof vest saved him, and then the shooter himself was wounded, but because he was tackled to the ground. The United States government is pressing charges against the shooter. It was attempting to feed the President of the United States to the fishes, illegal usage of a firearm, illegal transportation of a firearm, but the facts that these charges are based on are redacted. And just so you know, this is what I mean by very likely. And this is one of the better photos I've found of the shooting, thanks to NPR. Go give them some love. Not a single ship has passed through the United States blockade, where the United States is either sinking or redirecting ships headed to Iran. The ceasefire is still ongoing, but the Hormuz closure and blockade are too, hence the insane oil prices you can see right here. In fact, I was just checking like 30 minutes ago. The prices crossed $120 per barrel. Meanwhile, the United Arab Emirates will leave OPEC, or the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, and OPEC Plus, which is kind of like the extension of that. That was announced on April 28th, and the UAE will leave OPEC and OPEC Plus on May 1st, or May Day. And the reason why this is important is because if you see this chart, the United Arab Emirates is very, very important to OPEC, and if they leave, that is a lot of power gone for OPEC. And an example of an OPEC Plus member is Mexico, where they ain't in OPEC, like Equatorial Guinea, but they are affiliated with OPEC, but just not like in OPEC, if you get what I'm saying. Anyways, if you like what I'm doing right here, like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the bell. In the Middle East, continuing on that, Trump canceled Pakistan peace talks, and we'll do them over the phone. I will read his tweet? What do you call a social post? I just canceled the trip of my representatives going is in Islamabad, Pakistan, to meet with the Iranians. Too much time wasted on traveling, too much work, besides which there is tremendous infighting and confusion within their leadership. Nobody knows who is in charge, including them. Also, we have all the cards and they have none. If they want to talk, all they have to do is call President Donald J. Trump. And they are indeed calling. Like, I'm not even joking, they are calling. And one of Iran's demands for the peace talks is for Iran to have their nuclear program kind of like push this sign in return for peace. And this is what Trump's response was. Iran can't get their act together. They don't know how to sign a non-nuclear deal. They better get us smart soon, President Donald J. Trump. And then he posted an AI-generated image. Meanwhile, the Gulf states are going to meet in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Here's Jeddah on the map. This was the first time that the Gulf Cooperation Council, or the guys that are meeting, that's the first time that they have talked face-to-face ever since the beginning of the Iran war. The Gulf states mostly talked about how they're going to respond to the Iran war. Finally. The Ukrainian parliament has extended martial law by 90 days, starting April 28th. I read the primary source, and this is the vote total. Gray is, didn't vote because they weren't there, the representatives. Yellow is they didn't vote because they didn't vote, but they were there. Red is they voted no, and green is they voted yes on the bill. As you can see, it was an overwhelming majority, excluding the amount of people that weren't even there. And Donald Trump invited over King Charles of the United Kingdom over to D.C. And those are my sources. I will have them in my description. Also, join my Discord.